Hi, welcome back to my quilt room. We've moved and we're all settled in, and I've been working on a couple of projects. I'm really excited to show you what I have behind me today, and I'm calling it Floating Stars. There was a pattern that I had saved in Pinterest. It's a Moda Bake Shop pattern, and it was called Charming Stars by Stephanie Roman. And I had a really nice 2 yards of a background fabric that had these nice roses on it. And because her pattern called for more than the 2 yards that I had, I decided that I would trim my blocks down a little bit. Now, what you'll need for this, you can use all scraps or you can use charm packs. You will need 3 charm packs. And I had 2 charm packs this is from Riley Blake Designs. It's called Sonnet Dusk. And I really liked the colors in it. So what I did, because it called for 3 charm packs and I only had 2, I picked out from my 5-inch square scraps colors that I had that would blend with these. And so the big change that I made when I made my stars, and I'll lay this out for you, is you're going to use a light color in the middle, which is what I did. I'll put these aside for the moment. So there's my light square in the middle. And then you're going to have a darker square in the corners. And let me get these laid out. You'll need, let's see, 4, you'll need 8. The 9th block is your light colored block in the middle. And you're going to need 8 other 5-inch squares. So I'm just going to show you, these are the other 5-inch that I sewed my flip and stitch corners to. So right here on this one, on my light colored, on your light color squares, these are 2.5 inches. This is a 5.5 inch, or 5-inch, I'm sorry, charm square, is take your ruler, line it up on your 2.5 inch and use a pen or a pencil and draw a line on the back side. And then you're going to line these up on 2 sides of your charm square. And I sewed mine just continuously on the sewing machine. And I sewed down right just beside the line. And then turn, needle down, turn, and stitched on this line. And then what you want to do, peel them back to make sure that it's going to be okay when you square up these are the points for your star. And you'll lay them all around the middle. Now, why I'm calling this floating stars, typically when you make a sawtooth star, you have an exact point right here in the middle after you stitch your seam allowance. You will have a sharp point. This is beginner friendly. So the way that I constructed this, when you sew these together, and you'll flip after you trim this, and you'll flip them just like a 9 patch and stitch your 1/4 inch seam. Well, you could see here that when you stitch this, that 1/4 inch seam is going to cut the point of your star off. So if you look at what I've done behind me, you can see here in each of these you don't have to worry about having an exact point coming together. There's a gap here, but you can still see that it's a star. And I liked it after I sewed my first one together. I really liked it. And I like the fact that it's scrappy. And I used several pieces out of my leftover 5-inch squares. So to ensure that I still had enough fabric to finish it off, I made my sashing strips are 2 inches and my setting cornerstones are 2-inch squares. And then there's a 2-inch sashing border that goes all the way around the outside of the stars. And it's set 4 by 4, 4 across and 4 down for 16 squares. Now my squares finished at 14 inches square when they were squared up. The Moda Bake Shop pattern, it shows a border in the picture, but it didn't give me any dimensions for a border. And since this was a charm, these were charm packs that I didn't have any coordinating yardage of, I decided that I would take more 5-inch squares from my leftover stash and a few that I decided to not use that came in the charm packs. I cut them in half so that they're just 2.5 inches wide by 5. And I made a whole pile of these. And so I just sat at the sewing machine and sewed them together end to end to end until I had enough to do the sides and then across the top. It was very easy to do. You do need to be sure to use a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance. And to help me ensure that my seams are accurate, I just take masking tape, like this pink tape, and I'll roll some off. I've cut my fingernails and so I can't really, get hold of anything. And I'll peel off a piece that's maybe 2, 2.5, or 3 inches long, and I pile them up on my sewing machine. And I stack them on top of one another, which gives me a little bit of a lip edge on the side, so that when I'm running my pieces through the machine, we'll just pretend here that this is where my 1/4 inch seam allowance is. I have a little edge as I'm feeding my pieces under the sewing machine, and it helps me ensure that my seams come out accurate. So I was really happy with how this one came out. And so I made this sample, and it's darker 5-inch squares with a lighter center as my stars. But I wanted to make another sample and show you that you can do the opposite. You can pick out lighter fabrics and then use a darker print for your stars if you want to. I think sometimes we kind of get trapped into thinking that everything in the middle has to be a light color, but you can switch it up and play with it. Lay your patches out and lay some contrasting colors for your star points. I think it could have been beautiful if I had used navy blue even. But I'm really happy with this one. I think I've got a new favorite here, and I'm anxious to quilt it. I'm happy to be back sewing projects. And so I want to say thank you to everyone who watches my videos, leaves me a comment, and say thank you for subscribing to all my new subscribers. And we'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.